Phil Schaap, welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's see. You reached out to come on, and then I did my research. You were on Ian Bick's podcast.
I was, yeah.
So you got some podcast experience in you.
I got one under my belt.
That's a good podcast, man.
Yeah, he's a good guy. It's a very good podcast.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, nice, man. It was good. It was good. So I'm excited to get you on.
Yep.
Quick little background for everybody. When you were 18, is that when this happened? The arrest?
I was 17.
Okay, when you were 17, arrested for a violent assault, went to prison boot camp.
6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
Got out, had a problem with drug addiction.
Correct.
Went through a stint with that.
About 10 years.
About 10 years. And then you went through some, which we'll get into at the end, some interesting ways of getting through that addiction.
Yeah.
With the ibogaine.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into at the end because I'm really curious to hear that experience. So before all that, where are you from?
I grew up in Greenwood, Delaware. Age of probably 14, we moved over to Milford, Delaware, just 20 minutes down the road, but like a much larger community.
Yeah. Yeah. What age did you start at Milford?
I was in 8th grade.
Okay, right, 8th grade. So you started high school.
We wanted to get like closer to my grandparents, even though they weren't that far. Just they were getting older, and it was just better to be in the same town as them. Yeah, obviously.
So before this incident happened, like how were you as a kid? Like were you in trouble a lot? Like was it in school or the law or anything like that?
As a kid, my life was pretty much sports.
Yeah.
My parents kept me as busy as they could.
Did you play in high school?
Yeah, I was a very elite soccer player.
Okay.
Up until probably my junior year of high school, and I don't know what happened, but I guess I lost my passion for it. And over time, soccer became less and less, and partying and girls and my social life just became more and more
important to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, all right, let's jump into. I guess you could say the main incident at hand. Start with there. How'd that go down?
Yeah, my assault.
Yeah.
Okay.
What grade were you in at this point?
So I was a junior.
Yeah.
Basically, I had lost my best friend in the world 6 months prior to this incident.
Okay.
I had devastating Final Destination style death. He was being pulled by a sled, and sled went off the side of the road, hit a tree stump.
Oh man.
And it just severed like the lower half of his organs, I guess.
Were you there?
I was not. I got called skipping school that day. I was going to go, but it was March 7th. It was pretty late for us to get snow, and they did a half day. And I'm getting ready. I think I just went to all 3 lunches instead of my English class.
Yeah.
And I go out to the lobby, and my mom's standing there, and she's like, "Come on, get in the car.
Yeah.
You're busted. Give me your cell phone."
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm lost. I have no idea how to process the death of my best friend, who I was with every second.
You didn't have any experience with like death or anything like that?
No, and so it was just mischief night, 2008, and we were just gonna go do some kid stuff, TP houses, throw some eggs.
Simple shit we always do as a kid.
Yeah, like me and my friends were we were into selling weed and pills and whatever, like a little bit.
Yeah.
And one of my friends had gotten robbed by some older kids, and we're trying to, for some reason, looking back, we were never getting it back, but like we're trying to trying to recoup something.
Yeah, right.
The weed, the money, whatever they want to do, and so this is going on for like a couple weeks prior to this, and basically, we see them walking through town. We have cars, and they're riding bikes. And like we pull over and we're like, "Yo guys, like just give us our fucking money back. Like we can squash this. We can all, coexist, whatever." And one of them, he reached in the car and he smacks my friend right in the face. And we're just like, all right, like we have to go handle this now.
Yeah.
And So like they're like, if you guys want to fight us, just come meet us, just follow us. And me being a 17-year-old kid, I'm trying to be tough. I put a baseball bat down my pants.
Yeah.
Down my sweatpants. And so we're following them, and we end up in Silver Lake apartment complex. You're probably familiar with
I'm familiar
that
with Silver
place.
Lake, yeah. From working experience.
Yes, I can imagine. So like they turn around, and I guess that's where they wanted to do it at, and they come walking up to us, and they did this thing, and they were like trying to like, hey guys, like we're cool, like shake our hands with one hand, and then sucker punches with the other hands.
Yeah.
And so there's 3 of them, there's 4 of us. My friends, they're all like all-state football players, wrestlers, like they know how to handle themselves pretty well. So they tried that, did not work. And one of their friends, he sees the writing on the wall, he just takes off running. So there's now 2 of them and 4 of us.
Yeah.
And my buddy has this guy on the ground, and he's just he's beating him up. Which, okay, you did something wrong. Take your little beating.
Yeah. Right.
Go about your business. And I see one of their other friends who ends up being the victim. He's like angling around the fight, trying to like so he can get in and help his friend.
Did you know these guys? Did you go to school with these guys?
They were older than I think they were like probably 18, 19.
Okay.
But they were I think they had all dropped out.
Okay,
They didn't really have they were kind of from
You were familiar with them, but you didn't.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And I see him trying to get in on it, and I pull the bat out, and I'm like, yo, dude, just stop. Like, let him take his beating. Like, just relax. And he just makes a beeline for me fast as possible. I have a bat in my hand. I have no time to react.
Yeah.
And he comes running up on me, and with a split second, hit him one time on the top of the head. And he made this noise that like I will never forget. I still hear it to this day, and I like it was one of them moments that just kind of froze in time, and like you just messed up really bad, and I think I killed him.
Did he just drop?
He just dropped, and he was like rolling around, and like and so the fight just stopped after that.
Yeah, right.
And so we get out of there. His friend gets him out of there. And like after that, I guess we committed several other crimes unknowingly. We hid the bats. Some conspiracy stuff, stuff like that. And I remember being very, very scared. And like I texted my girlfriend at the time, and I'm just like, hey, like I just fucked up big time. I'm gonna come see you at work. I need to talk to you. And she's like, no, like go to Food Line parking lot. I'll come to you. We can just sit there. And I told her what happened, and she's just a big ball of tears. Like, she's like, you need to go home and tell your parents. You need to go face this. Yeah. And so I go straight home. I tell my parents what had just happened, and they get on the phone with the lawyer, John R. Gary out of Dover. And he's like, look, don't say a fucking word. Don't tell nobody.
Yep.
Don't tell the cops. He's like, they're probably going to come arrest you. It might not be tonight, but they're going to come for you. He's like, tell your friends. Don't say a word. They have to prove you did this. So I told all my friends that. There's three other co-conspirators or whatever. Yeah. Didn't sleep. Actually, I was so scared. My mom slept in that bed with me that night because I knew how bad I messed up 17-year-old kid.
Yeah, well, you're 17. You just did that. I mean, you got to be pretty shook up. Not been in trouble like that before.
No, I mean, I think I'd like got in trouble for smashing a mailbox when I was like 15. Yeah. And he's like, go to school. Don't run. Act normal. Let them come find you. Just be where you would normally be.
Yeah.
So I have to go to school the next day. So I walk into my first period, and I just at this point, everyone's found out that we did this at the school. Yeah,
word's out, yeah.
Yeah. I just put my head down, went to sleep, and the vice principal walks in, and he said, all right, Phil, let's go. And took me down to the principal's office, and I walk into the principal's office, and the second I walk in there, 4 Milford cops push me up against the wall.
Yeah. They
have like my hand like back behind my ear, and I'm just like, yo, slow down. Like, I'm not gonna. And they're like, I know they have a job to do, but
I get it.
So they charged me with assault with a deadly weapon, 2 counts of secondary conspiracy, which is a felony, a bunch of harassment, a bunch of I
Yeah.
don't know if there was some tampering with evidence on there, but everything that you can
Yeah.
imagine that would go into
What was
violent-
his injuries? Do you know?
I fractured his skull in a couple places. He
Yeah.
ended up getting flown to Christiana,
Oh man.
which that's not a good sign, obviously. But and he ended up being fine.
Yeah.
But it's still like it was not a good move on my part. I'm
Yeah,
no
100%,
like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just not you can't do that to somebody no
Right.
matter what they do to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
So they come get you, take you down the station, and
they start processing us
Yeah.
all, and something
they took all you guys.
all four of us, same exact charges. Even the other three who didn't do anything, which is, I'm assuming they do that. They're like, hey, like you're not gonna get the same as him, so just tell us what happened,
Yeah.
and we'll work with you.
Right.
So me and another kid didn't talk, but the other two did, and they told him everything, which
Yeah.
I'm not like from the hood or anything. I don't live by that code. Like I understand why they did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I got you.
yeah,
Yeah. You get it.
I never once.
They
had
gotta
any
look out
issues.
for themselves. Too.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So go down and get processed. Did they take you to like juvie or anything right then? Because
So-
you were 17 then, right?
I was 17. I think I spent one night in Stevenson Detention
Yeah.
Center. Our bails were all $12,400 cash only. And like my dad,
all you guys,
all
get it?
four of us.
You all went there.
and my dad is like, Phil, man, even drug dealers' bails aren't this high usually,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
and it just kind of started dawning on me how I just potentially destroyed my life. So I spent one night there.
Yeah.
One of my other friends spent one night. My other two that just didn't quite have those resources, they were stuck there for a couple weeks.
Oh wow.
And I felt bad because they were just standing there. Those were the two that were just standing there, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, I only spent one night in Stevenson.
Okay.
So
then you get out, and then how long until your trial, and or did you take a plea? Or?
So I'm 17. Okay,
Yeah.
and I had a long way to go to my 18th birthday. I did see like my friends started getting plea bargains, level 1
Yeah.
probation, no supervision.
Did you go back to school? While this was
I
going
got
on?
kicked out of school for,
Okay.
if you look at one of them little write-up things, there's a little section called out of school conduct.
Yeah.
So they expelled me for that.
Okay.
They did not expel the other three though.
Okay.
They start getting plea bargains, level 1 probation, no supervision, which anyone not from Delaware, that means don't get in trouble again. You don't
Yeah,
have a
right.
probation officer.
Just smack on the wrist. Yeah.
Just if you get in trouble, you're going to probably be on a higher probation.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting, let's see, October, so 10 months. And I'm in my living room and the mail comes and it's a letter from my from my lawyer to the prosecutor that he forwarded to me. And it was just like, thank you for recommending 4 years incarceration, suspended for 6 months, level 5 boot camp. And I'm just like, Mom, what the fuck is boot camp? Like, and I'm Googling it. I'm looking at documentaries. And
You're looking up the worst thing you could do is like looking up all these things. Yeah.
and she's just like, well, this doesn't look good, but it might be where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So you accepted the plea.
I did. And like, we had a meeting with him and he kind of spelled it out for me. And he's just like, look, dude, you fucked up. Like you fucked up very bad. He's like, you're only 17. This is going to feel like a long time, but like, he's like, we can go to trial. I'll take you to trial, but you're probably going to lose and end up doing
Yeah, you're gonna get fucked.
at least 4 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I did end up accepting it. And
So from the time you accepted it until the time you had to report, how much time did you
probably I'd say roughly a month.
have? About a month.
But like the second I accepted that plea bargain, I'm instantly on level 3 probation with a probation officer, with the safe streets come in, the once a week, the urine test, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
and he ended up being my probation officer when I got out also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're sitting around now and you're waiting to go turn yourself in to report for the boot camp.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you thinking at this point at this age? You gotta be scared shitless, I'm sure.
Dumb 17-year-old. At that point, I know I'm fucked and I'm just trying to like numb the pain and like kill the time and have fun with my friends while I can. And
like, how was it with your family, your parents? Are they like?
they had completely lost control of me
Yeah.
at that point. I mean, I was just broken. You know what I mean? And they did their best for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you can't make a
you can only do so
17-year-old
much.
do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. So who took you to go report?
So basically, the day before I had to go report, my probation officer calls me. He said, "Hey, I want you sitting on your steps at 7 a.m. I'm going to come pick you up and take you to jail." And so he shows up, and we get in the car, and it's kind of funny. He handed me a pair of handcuffs, and he's just like, "Hey, dude, just relax. But like before we get over that to SCI, just cuff yourself up, and we'll get you booked in and everything." So I buckle myself in. Then I put the handcuffs on. Well, I'm now stuck. You can't unbuckle yourself without taking the handcuffs off. So we go into the sally port of the prison, and I'm trying to get the seatbelt off, and like my arms. Yeah. And the correctional officer's like looking at him like, "Yo, what happened here? Why did you let him do this?" And he looked at me and he's like, "You're a fucking idiot." And so I'm in there booking receiving, and obviously there are no rush down there. I just want to get to where I'm going and figure it out.
Get this shit started.
And and all the other inmates, they're in white jumpsuits.
Yeah.
And the correction.
Did they just take you into the main sally port there?
Where anybody else would go. Yeah. I would assume if I would have got dropped off, I would have went somewhere different. Yeah. But like a law enforcement officer took me.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So like they all have white jumpsuits on. Correction officers all have the baby blue shirts with the baby blue pants with the yellow stripe down the side. And I'm in there. I get the basic medical screen, the TB test, all that stuff. And I see this guy come walking up to me, and he's dressed in all black boots, black shirt, black pants, black. It looked like a cowboy hat, but I guess it's like a drill instructor hat technically. Yeah. Comes marching up to me, and he just starts in front of all these people screaming at me, "Get the fuck up! What the fuck are you?" And I'm trying to talk to him. I'm just like, "Yo, dude, chill, chill." Like,
Yeah. Like, it's okay, man. I'm
yeah.
good.
He wasn't having that. And he's like pushing me up against the wall, and like,
boot camp has started.
Yeah. Well, there's my introduction. And, at this point I just have so much going through my head. Like, man. I'm, like a 17. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on. And, so we have to go to medical to get all that type of screening down there. Yeah. I forget what it was, but so he has me like by my shirt, and he's pushing me, and we get into medical, and he's just going in on me more and more, and I finally broke, and I'm finally like, I'm crying, trying to get him, and even the nurse is like, "Yo, dude, like relax, like stop messing with him. He's going to faint or something." Like, I think you got him. So I get done whatever we had to do there, and he marches me back to the boot camp, which it's inside the compound. It's inside the wire. Like, and they had specifically made this building for a boot camp. It no longer exists, but I go in there, and at this point, I'm losing my shit, crying, and we get in there, and one of the other drill instructors sees me, and he's like, "Yo, dude, if I were you, I'd get them fucking tears out of your face before you go on this pod."
Yeah, no doubt.
And I'm like, "All right," like I'm trying. And I go on, I calm myself down. They give me a minute. They shave my head, do all that stuff. They take me onto the pod, and I was.
Are any of them like talking to you? Like the one guy that was like, "Hey, get the tears out of your eyes before you go in there." Or any of them like being somewhat, I guess, human to you? Like, "Look, man, it's going to be all right." Or are they just like, "No, fuck it, get your tears out of your eyes"?
Funny story. My old next door neighbor from Greenwood was a drill instructor there. I hadn't talked to him in years. And he just looks at me. He's like, "Oh, glad to see you're doing well with yourself."
Oh, man. Sussex County, man.
Yeah. And, but no, they were at that point, they will not humanize you at all.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah. And that continues probably until at least month 4, where they'll even just talk to you like a human. But they put me on this pod. I finally get myself back together, and like, I'm 18, 110 pounds, skinny, pale. Like I just been through a washing machine. Like I was all fucked up. Like, and I saw the look on everyone's face when they put me on there, and they're all, I could just like this, like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, why is he on here?
Yeah. 'Cause you're so young.
Yeah. I look like a 14-year-old, honestly. I look like a normal 14-year-old, maybe a little taller, but,
I mean, you're a high school kid.
Yeah. I should have been in probably at the end of my junior year of high school.
Wow.
At that point. Yeah. And like the way that boot camp is set up, everybody on your pod, you come in on your time starts on the same day and you all get out on the same day. So like there's no segregation.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anyone killing each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot that
it's like your class. That's your class you're going to move
exactly.
with. Yeah.
There's a lot that I'd probably have to worry about in another building that I didn't have to worry about there. I didn't realize that at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just go over, I see some white guys standing around. I go over to them and they're like, just chit chat, whatever. And then I hear the door slam a couple times and then I lose my shit again. And I start fucking crying in front of all these grown ass dudes.
Oh, fuck.
And,
anybody say anything to you about that?
yeah, one guy comes up to me and he says, "Hey man, it gets greater later," and just walks away. I don't know what it, yeah.
It's greater later.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Me and him ended up being really good friends, but, and like some dude comes up to me and he's like, "Yo dude, tell him you're going to kill yourself." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Dude, they'll send you somewhere different. You'll get a TV. You'll get phone calls."
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, sounds better than here." And I go up to the guard. I'm like, "Hey man, yeah, I'm going to kill myself." And he looks at me and he's like, "You sure you want to say that?"
Oh God.
And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, let's go." And they marched me right back up to medical. And it turns out at any correctional facility, I'd assume in America,
Yeah.
if you say you're going to kill yourself or someone else, you go into the padded room with the turtle suit, the green smock.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that prison doesn't do turtle suits. They give you a paper smock, which they were out of. So I'm in there ass naked.
Oh my God, really?
And this is going into, and you got to see a psychiatrist to get out of there.
Yeah.
So this is going into
you got to get cleared. Yeah.
4th of July weekend. There's no psychiatrist there for like 5 days.
Yeah, they're shut down. Yeah.
So I'm in this room 5 days, freezing ass cold. It had to have been 60 degrees in there, shivering. I got dudes coming and looking at the little circle window thing at me. And
Oh my God.
and I was ready to get out of that motherfucker by the time I was done, dude. I'm like, and that psychiatrist comes finally, and I'm like, "Dude, can you send me back to boot camp?" I said, "I only did this because someone told me to do it."
Dude, how were you holding up in that room?
Not good, but you can't do anything.
I mean, you can't do anything.
But you're in a padded room. Like, there's just nothing you can do.
They come and give you some food when it's done eating. That's about it.
The basic 3 meals a day, and yeah, I mean, they had another dude in there with me for like a little bit, which kind of weird having 2 naked grown men in a room together.
Did they really?
Yeah, I guess they were out of rooms, and I'm like, and
how was that moment?
well, so there's a bed. It's one of them blue foam beds, and I'm like, "Look, I'm gonna be on this side of the bed. You get on this side. Don't even fucking look at me." You know
Did you tell him that?
Yeah. And he's like, "No, I'm with that." He was like not much older than me. He was some kid from Seaford.
God, man.
Yeah, so we just kind of did that for, and he was out of there way before. He just had some minor charge. He told someone he was going to kill him, and
he was just in there for a quick layover and they were going to move him.
Yeah.
They ran out of room probably somewhere
and
else.
I don't know if he bonded out or, but they ended up not having to get cleared or anything. He was in there maybe a day and then he was gone. So I don't know what they did with him. But yeah, the psychiatrist is like, "Yeah, man, that happens a lot around here. Don't fucking listen to those guys. I can see you're young." And he's like, "I'm going to get you back into this boot camp. So just don't worry about that." And once he cleared me, they took me from like from the butt naked room to the that's what they call it to like the medical room where that's like a mattress and like it could at least have a blanket. And same guy comes and gets me again. This time he feels bad. He's like, "Yo, one of the very few human interactions I'd had in a couple of days." He
This
came
is
in.
the guard or the psychiatrist?
The guard,
Okay.
the drill instructor.
Yeah, okay,
And he's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry to do that to you. We do that to everybody." He's like, "Let's get you back up to this boot camp, and I'll let you make a phone call to your parents."
Oh, okay, nice. All right.
So they got me back up there, and at this point, boot camp's seems like a paradise compared to what I just went through. I know it only been 5 days, but
nobody's naked.
And you don't shower for 5 days, man. You're not smelling very good, and they put me back on that pod, and one of the other guys, he goes and he rings the call. He's like, "Yo, dude, we got to get him a shower. Like this guy's been sitting in a cell for 5 days."
Yeah, right.
And they kind of, somebody gave me like a stick of deodorant, some soap, like
helped you out a little bit.
Yeah. And so I took a shower, and like after that, I realized like I'm not fucking getting out of that boot camp till I finish, and I need to buckle down and like
hammer it out,
be a fucking man for once in my life, and ride that shit out. Yeah.
How was it with like the other guys that were in there with you? Were they all like, was everybody really cool? Was there any problems with anybody?
Okay, so I will say that program in particular, a lot of them guys had come from the compound. A lot of them had come from Smyrna. A lot of them had come from the Wilmington prison.
Yeah, like general population.
Yeah, so what you can do in Delaware is, let's say you have a nonviolent felony. Like, let's say you get caught with a couple firearms and some cocaine and you get sentenced to 9 years. You can write your judge or have your lawyer work it out and request a sentence modification. So now, and if they approve it, now what you are doing is 6 months boot camp.
Yeah.
Instead of your original time. They'll suspend the original time, give you 6 months boot camp.
Gotcha.
If you meet all the criteria, you can't be in prison for a sex offense. You can be a sex offender.
Right.
There was one on my pod.
But it can't be for that offense.
Yeah, we were trying for 6 months to find out who that motherfucker was.
Oh, right.
But I found out afterwards.
Somebody was sweating bullets.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, so there were a lot of like hardened criminals that have done 10 and 20 years on and off, you know what I mean? But your sentence has to be under 10 years.
But everyone in there, their goal is to get out, so they're not fucking with anybody. They just want to do
There
their
was
time.
like some slight bullying, but
nothing major.
But there was nothing too bad. And if you wanted to go fight somebody, like you just went into the bathroom where they can't see you and you could go have it out and then go about your business. But that was pretty rare. No,
Never
nobody.
saw any of that?
No, I mean, I saw people fighting. I didn't fight nobody.
Yeah. Was that like the first time you saw a fight break out where you're like, oh shit?
I just went and sat on my box, my little box.
I don't want anything to
I
do
don't
with
want no
this.
parts of this.
Yeah.
This is what I'm in here for. Like I'm good. And like, I was so young. I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
At that point in my life, I wouldn't have been.
Did the guards ever break those up, or they just didn't even see them?
But a lot of the time, they did not see them.
Yeah.
But let's say you really have it out. You get in a fight out in the open. Well, what they're going to do is they're not going to kick you out. They're just going to back you up 2 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So instead of doing 6 months,
they're going to roll you back into another.
They're going to roll you
class.
back into another platoon since it's boot camp. That only happened one time, and my boy got fucked up. I felt bad because he was a good dude, and dude wouldn't stop messing with him, and they both got backed up 2 months.
Damn.
So yeah,
man,
it's just not worth it to fight in there, really.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How was it just the experience itself? Like, what was the daily routine like?
Okay, so not knocking the Department of Corrections, but that place was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can knock whatever you want. I don't care.
I know. I have friends that work there and stuff nowadays, but basically, like, so that place is modeled off the Miami-Dade
boot camp,
which I've seen documentaries about that place, and they do it right. And their drill instructors are on point, and they know what they're doing, and they're highly trained.
Was this kind of a new program when you went there?
I think it was newer, maybe a couple years.
You're right.
They had built this whole building for this program.
Okay.
Basically the way you become a drill instructor is you can be day one correctional officer. They'll send you to Miami-Dade for 2 weeks, train with those guys. They send you back to Delaware. Now you're already a corporal and a drill instructor. So you've already been promoted. You're making more money.
Oh, okay.
And I think that the demographic of correctional officers they pulled from was absolutely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They
like inexperienced.
No, just I've always divided it into thirds. So you have the third that wanted to help us and help us change our lives and help us get better and become productive members of society. And then you have that middle one where they just kind of wanted to do their 12 hours or 8 hours or whatever they had to do and go home. And then you have the psychopaths, the dudes that like torturing us and get some kind of weird kick out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the good ones were very rare. One guy in particular, he's a career 30-year veteran.
Yeah.
He was in like the 101st Airborne Army Rangers. Like he was older by then, but he would literally have to come in there and protect us from these psychopaths, these bad guards that were in there, just making us do crazy shit and stuff like that. So it was good, middle, and bad. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So a lot of it was just the whole thing was just pretty much breaking down. They never did anything like build you back up or
they missed the building back up part. I will say that. And that is I would assume the model behind any boot camp, military, correctional, and like as you go on, it does get a little bit easier.
Yeah. Things lighten up a little bit in certain areas.
You can get like, so first 2 months, no phone calls, no visits. You can write letters, and that's it. Second 2 months, I think you can get a visit one weekend and phone calls the opposite. And third 2 months, that's called like green phase. You could get phone calls after 5 and visits every weekend.
Yeah.
So they'll kind of humanize you a little more and more as time goes on. But once you get to know some of these drill instructors, you realize just what giant pieces of shit they are inside and outside of work. Like
some of them, yeah.
One, I'm not going to say any names, but like I'll tell you, I saw him in a captain's uniform at Wawa a couple of years ago. So he's obviously had a good career at the Department of Corrections. He used to come in like one time. I'm just sitting down and he like lifts me up, pushes me up against a wall, and he turns me around. He's like, "Yo, dude, how do you get high on cough medicine?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, "Just drink the fucking bottle, man. I don't know. Like, why are you asking me that? You know what I mean?" And like, and just like
weird shit.
And like, he would always come in on meth. He would tell us he's on meth, which he knew we weren't going to snitch on him. But like,
as the guard?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he was a drill instructor. Yeah. I swear to God, I know it sounds weird, but and he would he'd be like running out to his car every like half hour, doing more of it, and no one even noticed it. No one cared. No one noticed. He would and like something else that really pissed us off. We're eating this shitty like DOC food. We're all malnourished, and like these guards would go out to like Wingstop and get like come on the pod with like wings and like this shit that smells like amazing, and like it was this weird like psychological torture I've never encountered when you're starving and there's food 20 feet away and you can't even look at it. That place went off the rails. It's shut down now, I guess. So basically any program in the Department of Corrections, to my knowledge, that you offer to a male, you have to offer to a female. So they had this little tiny female dorm. And I guess that the correctional officers or drill instructors were sliding in there at night and having sex with the females.
That sounds about right.
And like we knew it was happening. We couldn't communicate with them, but like you could like sneak them notes. They weren't girls I would ever touch, but like you could like sneak them notes. The other guys would talk to them and stuff, but so it was happening while I was there.
The inmates were doing this, or the guards were doing this.
The guards were doing it.
They were sneaking in and having sex with the inmates.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
man.
What
the fuck?
Yeah, well, that's why it ended up getting shut down. I guess somebody slid in there in the middle of the night, and the girl got tired of it, and she did her little deed, and she spit, we'll just say his DNA into a cup. Pressed the call bell the next morning, handed it, said, "Here, go DNA test that." And
no shit.
It's now a DUI building.
Oh, damn.
So that's just how fucked up and horrible this place was. I don't think that place helped a single person the whole time it was there, to my knowledge. It definitely didn't help me. You know what I mean?
Damn, man. That's wild.
Yeah. So I get out of there probably even worse than I was before I went in. I have severe PTSD, like
from seeing, experiencing all this shit.
Yeah.
What was like? So you got to call home. What was your first call home like? Was it like?
Oh, it was amazing. God. After 2 months, I think it was a visit actually.
Oh, it was a visit.
I landed on the weekend where your
parents came to visit.
Yeah, and so to get them to this building, like I would assume that like the regular visits for general population inmates, it's right at the front. You just kind of walk in through a lobby that you get checked, and then you're in the visiting room.
Yeah, right.
Well, they have to walk them past the yard, through the whole compound. You've been on it. You've seen that.
Yeah, like
right?
the walkway where it's fenced.
Yeah, and like there's 500 inmates sitting there whistling at them, yelling at them, with one little dinky correctional officer walking them.
Oh man,
and that kind of fucked me up a little bit. But
because now you got your parents, your family has to go through this shit.
Yeah, but it was really good to see them, and it was through glass. Didn't fucking care.
Yeah, right.
It was just so good to see them.
Yeah,
and there's like a little like circular thing. Somebody, I guess, had punched the little circular thing out, and there was a big hole there. So after my first visit, we were the only ones that had visits. All the drill instructors and for the whole building come running onto our bay. Everyone get naked. Just get fucking naked.
Contraband.
And they searched us. They strip searched us. They searched all of our stuff. They never found anything.
Yeah.
I don't know what
But they thought somebody was slipping stuff in.
They might have just been holding hands or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
but they damaged that little circular thing you talk through, and it made it look like they were sneaking something in. So yeah, naked in front of 30 grown men, and yeah, but it was good to see. I think my mom and maybe my sister came.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any other? Is there in that time period in there? Is there one incident or a thing that stands out that you remember? Like, fuck, I never forget that. Or is it kind of just all like a blur?
It is kind of a blur.
Yeah.
I remember how abusive the guards were. Obviously, this is 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But nothing from there really too memorable. I remember. So when you're done, because we saw 2 platoons in front of us do it.
Yeah.
When you're basically done, they'll just let you, your last 2 or 3 days, they'll let you wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt. And I'll never forget it when they walked on there and they said, guys, get your sweatpants and sweatshirts on.
Yeah.
You're done. Your time's finished here. Just hang out.
Yeah, because you hadn't worn anything else. You've been wearing that same shit.
Yeah, the phones are open. You can do what you got to do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like a wind down kind of period.
Yeah, I think maybe to arrange transportation, because half the, a third of the guys are going back up to Newcastle, a third are going to Kent, and then Sussex is actually like right outside. But it was a good feeling getting out of there. But my life ended up getting much, much worse after that.
So you get out. I assume your parents came and got you, I would imagine.
Yep.
Take you back to their place.
Yeah, I didn't even smoke. I'm like, Mom, give me a fucking cigarette. After that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just wanted a cigarette for some reason. But yeah, so they come get me. My address was at their home, obviously.
Yeah.
And so I'm now on level 3 probation, which in Delaware, that means got to go see the PO once a week. Some of the POs are pretty hands off as long as you're not screwing up. Mine was probably the most aggressive PO I've ever seen.
It's constantly on you.
Yeah, telling me I'm going to go back to jail. He's at my house every week. He's got Operation Safe Streets at my house every week, which that's the Delaware State Police. They ride along with probation officers, I would assume, in case something goes haywire at someone's house. Basically, he's drug testing me every week. And I'm sentenced to a year level 3 probation, I think a year level 2, and then I was done. So he's just riding my ass constantly. Go get a job. I had to be in by 6 o'clock unless I was working. I think it was 6, yeah. And I was always working though, so
Right, yeah.
And he's a jerk, and he's always like, I have the highest recidivism rate of any PO in the state of Delaware. Don't fuck with me. Like,
well, that's good.
Yeah, like that's something to be proud of, buddy.
Yeah.
And there was one time in particular, I wasn't there, but I think it's funny. My brother, career Marine, he'd done the Afghanistan, Iraq bunch of times. He's at my house. Well, him and a state cop show up, and he's always shit talking me. Well, he decides he's going to shit talk my mom. You don't shit talk my mom.
That's not a good idea.
And he's like, yeah, Mrs. Schaap, I think your son, 100% chance he goes back to jail. Just so you know, just 100%.
Like, why do you even say that? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And well, she starts, get the fuck out of my house. She's like chasing him around the house. Like, my brother, he don't want to get involved. He's like trying to hold her back.
Yeah.
And they eventually get him out of there.
Yeah.
And he never held it against me. And after that, I think he gained a level of respect for me and my mom, I guess, maybe, because he was a lot more
but it's not like you were giving him reason to act like that.
Oh, he loved it. He loved every second of it.
That's just a dick move.
Yeah. So that guy was in the military.
Yeah.
He was in the reserve, so he gets called up. I go and walk in there one day, and they're like, hey, you're going to be seeing the supervisor today. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I'm like, I haven't done nothing. What did I do? Like, why am I seeing the supervisor?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I go into his office, and he's like, Mr. Schaap, you have 0 curfew violations. You have 0 fines. You've passed 29 clean drug tests. Why are you still on probation? And I'm like, I don't know. Ask him. Ask him why I'm still on probation.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, like, I'm going to cut you off today. You never have to come back here again. Have a good life. And I'm like, you have a good life too.
You're free from there.
Yeah. So I could eventually move on, but like, the PTSD was so bad for me. Like, something weird I noticed about jail and prison is that when you're in jail or prison, you have dreams that you're back out in the world.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you're in prison and you're like, fuck, all right, still in here.
Yeah.
And then when you're back out into the world,
Vice
you have
versa.
dreams you're back in jail. And like, I had met a girl at the time, and she said every night I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs, shaking, like, stuff like that.
Do you remember any like what the dreams were like that you were having?
Not really.
Not really,
I mean,
yeah.
I remember having dreams about being back in jail or prison, I guess we could call it. I use them like, universally, but, I don't remember, but like, I don't remember why I would do all this shaking and yelling. She said I would be screaming I would scream so loud I'd wake myself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I just think that kind of might have been like a catalyst to what happened next to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. So where do you go from there?
All right. So 19 years old, now off probation. Don't really have a whole lot going for me.
Are you working?
I did have a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was, it might've been Candy Kitchen actually.
Oh, down at the beach?
Yeah. I have a job. I'm not doing horrible, but I'm not doing well. I'm not like trying to gung ho and turning my life around and going to college and being a good citizen. I'm just still trying to do like the whole partying, hang out with friends.
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends.
You're
like
just doing the day-to-day thing, getting by.
Yeah. And, so I'm at this party in Lincoln, and, it was one of my best friend's houses, and there were obviously when you have parties and you're in high school or right after high school, kids from other schools will come.
Yeah.
So with us in particular, we didn't like the Sussex Central kids. So every time we'd meet them, we'd see them, we'd fight. Okay, cool. It was like us and the Lake Forest kids. We'd always go beat up the Sussex Central kids for some reason. So we're at this party. They're there. We're coexisting. Everything's fine, but it's just like a tinderbox. The second somebody fucks up, like it's going to be a fight. And so this kid from Central picks up my buddy's old ass dog and he just drops it on the floor. It yelps. And we're just like, oh, you got to get the fuck out of here now.
Yeah.
And like, so we like drag him out to his car. We put him in the car, start the car, and we turn around and we're walking back up to the house. And I'm at the back of the pack. Everybody else is in front of me. Well, he gets out of the car and he runs up behind me, sucker punches me in my face, and he shatters my jaw.
Oh, shit.
All the way down. And like, I wake up in the snow. And like, it's cool. People get punched sometimes, whatever. We're kids. And I remember like being like, my jaw doesn't line up. Like my teeth aren't lining up now. And they're all just like, oh, Phil, like, it's all right. Just, it'll be better by tomorrow. And I'm like, well, if this isn't better by tomorrow, like I'm going to the hospital.
Yeah. Did you call the cops or anything at this point?
No, we weren't really about that. It was just a whatever. And so we go to the next morning, wake up. Now at this point, it hurts really bad.
Yeah.
And my jaw still doesn't line up. So I go to the hospital. They do all their testing, concussion, whatever, x-rayed my jaw, and the doctor walks in and he says, I have good news and bad news. Good news is you don't have a concussion. Bad news is your jaw is shattered. And I'm like, okay, like, what from here? And he's like, well, you're gonna have to have your jaw wired shut. Do you know what that means?
Oh man.
And at this point, I'd never even heard of it. I'm just like, no. He's like, okay, well, basically they're going to drill through your gums, 6 on the top, 6 on the bottom, and cinch your jaw shut for 6 weeks.
Damn.
So I had to go to an oral surgeon, and the amount of pain medicine required for
I can only imagine. Yeah.
something like that, even now where they're not even writing it like that, it's a lot.
Significant. Yeah.
And it was extremely painful.
I bet, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I remember like they wired my jaw shut and waking up and I'm just rolling around in so much pain. And like the nurse is like, are you okay? And I'm just like, I can't talk. I'm just like nodding my head, no. And she's like, okay, I'm going to give you more pain medicine. And like 10 minutes later, are you good? I'm like, no. Like, and the anesthesiologist came over and was like, don't give him any more pain medicine. You're going to overdose him if you keep going.
Yeah. But you can still feel it.
It still hurt, I will say. Yeah. So they get me back home, and they gave me these like little, like, I wouldn't say little, these like 1 liter bottles of like liquid Roxicet and liquid morphine. You can't take pills with a jaw wired shut because you can't open your mouth.
Can't open your mouth.
No way to get them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I get done that surgery and like I'm chilling out to the next day till I'm in pain. And like I remember waking up and I get up and I go take the Roxaset. And obviously I just taken pain medicine the day before, but it was different. But like I remember I'm like, oh, this is good. I like this. Like this feels good.
Yeah.
I'm chilling now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my dad he's a pharmacist and he comes in my room and he's like, hey man, you know, you're on a lot of pain medicine, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you know, I see cancer patients that aren't on this much pain medicine, right? And I'm just like, yeah.
Damn.
And I'm like, well, I mean, Dad, it's from a doctor, so it's okay. I'm good.
The doctor gave it to me. I'm okay.
Yeah. Story of our lives, right?
Yeah.
He's just like, okay, man, do you? And I blow through this bottle quick, couple days. You know what I mean? And I scheduled an appointment with the oral surgeon. I'm like, hey, man, like, yeah, I was getting ready to do it. I took the lid off and I spilled it into the sink. Can you give me another one? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. And I come up with some other excuse. So he ended up giving like 3 or 4 of them. But finally he's like, look, dude, this is going to be the last time I'm giving you pain medicine. Like, you should be pretty much pain free by now. So I'll say by the time I was done that prescription, I was almost a full blown addict.
Yeah. And
it's not the doctor's fault. You know what I mean? Like I'm not blaming, he's a very good oral surgeon.
So that was through the 6 weeks?
Yeah. I ended up getting through that 6 weeks and getting him off somehow. I would say I was almost, I remember specifically, I get them all off. I wake up one morning and I'm sick. I'm like really, really sick. And like, I don't know what the hell's going on. And, I go over to one of my friend's houses and, he's like, I know what's going on. And he gives me a Percocet 30.
Yeah.
Here, take this, snort it, do it however you want to do it. I just swallowed it and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel fine now. And he's like, well, welcome to the club. You know what I mean?
Withdrawal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That opiates encompassed the next 10 years of my life. And it was dark and horrible and sad. And I had a lot of friends die. And, and I'm just,
what were you doing over the next, I mean, I assume you were working and somewhat, right?
During my addiction, I was usually able to hold down a job. I was always a bartender, server.
Yeah.
Which you get cash from doing that. You know what I mean? So I could make it work most of the time. I'd also do play the Suboxone methadone game. Like, oh, I don't have any money. I don't have any drugs. I'm going to go get on methadone or I'm going to go get on Suboxone. And so I basically just did that for the next 10 years. And just, I mean, obviously.
Did you have like a specific dealer you would go to for?
Multiple whoever had it. And, you know, the Percocet 30s, that was the main opioid you could get when I was in the game. I think the Oxycontins were about done. The Apanas were about done.
Did you have any like overdose experiences or anything?
I do have one. Yeah. It was probably 2016. By this point, I'm tapped out. I'm living in a hotel. I don't have a job.
Living in a hotel?
Up in Newark. Yep. Okay. And I had a girl I was dating. And
how was it with your parents at this point?
They were doing what they could for me from a distance.
Okay.
They wouldn't help me. They wouldn't give me money. They wouldn't give me a car. Nothing like that. But obviously they loved me and they would call me.
They weren't going to enable you in any way.
No, I could go see them, but like I don't think they were like
they're not giving you handouts.
I could like stay the night if I had to, but they wouldn't let me live there.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend and she's straight as an arrow. She's a bartender. She makes good money. And I was it got so bad. I was taking her car from Newark to Kensington, Philadelphia every night. And that's
a rough spot.
That's the biggest open air drug market in the country.
Yeah.
And somebody like me should not be walking around Kensington because it's just dangerous. You know what I mean? And like eventually she's just like, Phil, like I can't keep doing this. Like she would have to work all night. I'd have her car. I wouldn't be home by the time she got off at 2 or 3 in the morning. And she'd call me and be like, where are you? Like, I'm walking home. I don't have my car. You're up in Kensington doing God knows what. Like, she's like, get back here.
Yeah.
And half the time I wouldn't even do it. I was just so sick. So she had enough, and she's like, look, I love you, but I'm taking you back to your parents. And she calls my parents, and they're like, all right, like, I guess he can stay if he has nowhere else to go. And so she takes me back down there, and the night of my major overdose, nobody was home. It was just me. My parents were camping in Ocean City at Castaways.
You were at their house?
Yeah, I'm at their house. It's just me, and I'm sick. I'm like sick, and I'm looking through all their shit, like digging through all their pills, and I come across these pills in there. It's called morphine sulfate, I think long acting or extended release or something, and they were just the most dog shit pain pills ever. They barely did anything. But I did know that if you took enough of them, 10 or 20, you're not going to get sick at least. So, I do my normal, I take, I don't know how much I took, but I'm assuming it was a lot. And then I had also found a bunch of gabapentin this time, which I think that might've been what pushed me over the edge a little bit. But, at some point during that night, I lose consciousness, and I had texted my sister the day before. She was working at Woodbridge High School, and I said, "Hey, like, can you run me to the pharmacy?" It wasn't it was just like psych meds or something that I was taking at the time. Yeah. And so like usually I would have texted her. Like 11 o'clock rolls around, no text from me. 12 o'clock rolls around, 1 o'clock. She tells her, I don't know, principal, vice principal, boss, like, hey, I gotta go. I gotta go check on my brother. Cause they knew I was not doing well. Yeah. And she comes and finds me. And this is all secondhand, cause obviously I was unconscious, but, I was blue. I was cold. I, had thrown up all over myself. But I was essentially dead. And I'm going to read a text from the paramedic. Like, I just want to show you the state. Yeah. I do have it. Yeah. I screenshotted it this morning. So he was just an acquaintance at the time, but he's become, you know who he is. I'll tell you who he is afterwards.
Yeah. Tell me afterwards.
He's become a very good friend of mine. We talk all the time. So like I texted him and I said, hey man, would like a normal person have survived that in your experience? And he said, in the condition you were in, no, to be honest. If it would have happened and someone was right there, that's different. But your sister found you at the time. We had an unknown downtime for you. You were already ashen. Your lips were blue. Your nail beds were blue. Your limbs were already cold. You had zero breathing when we got there. We started CPR on you because when I checked your chest area, there was still a little warmth. We shot Narcan into your nose and basically made you breathe it in by pushing it into you with a bag valve mask. You had zero respiratory drive. It took a lot of Narcan and CPR to get you to do anything. Luckily, we got a heart rhythm before moving you outside of the ambulance. And then he just goes on to say that, like, I don't know how you're here.
Yeah, you were dead.
Yeah, I was dead. And they told her seconds or maybe a minute, I would have been dead or brain dead.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
surprised you don't have any brain damage.
I have some slight short-term memory stuff, but I somehow,
but nothing major.
I mean, my other injuries were like I had 2 strokes. I had no organ function. I had aspirated so much fluid into my lungs that like when they took an X-ray, they didn't even show up. It was just, I don't know what a normal X-ray looks like, but it's not what lungs look like. And I also had a anoxic brain injury. So like a traumatic brain injury is from getting hit. Yeah. Anoxic is from not breathing or lack of oxygen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Lack of oxygen to the brain.
Yeah. And my first 4 days, I flatlined 4 or 5 times. And like, they're just basically preparing my parents for the catastrophic one that wipes me out. My brother, he's in Iraq or Afghanistan. The Red Cross yanked him out of there and they had him at my bedside within 24 hours. Like he took a direct flight from whatever country to Germany to Philadelphia. And my dad picked him up there and they don't do that. They don't pull
the military let him go.
Yeah. If your direct family member is dying, they'll let you. And they kind of know what they're doing. And that's just kind of says how bad it was. So, they put like the trach box behind my bed. They said, if he flatlines one more time, we're going to trach him and try that. And I guess I didn't flatline. And like my mom said that like, it's like day 2 or 3. And like I had a catheter in, and she said she'll never forget when she saw like the urine start dripping into the catheter, which is my first sign of any organ function at all. I don't even know what they did to keep me alive. I know I was on the life support. I have a picture of me with all these tubes in me and like stuff like that. But I somehow, made it through that. My first recollection from that hospital, I had been in a coma for 2 weeks. I had ripped my breathing tube out, which like, okay, like that's good. We want him to do that. Yeah. We wanted, that says that he has like signs of life and his brain is working or whatever. And I guess it had been 2 weeks, and I wake up and I'm assuming it's the middle of the night because my family would have been there if it was any other time.
Yeah. What hospital were you at?
Milford.
You were at Milford Hospital.
And I will say that people like to trash Milford Hospital. They 100% saved my life, and they were amazing with me. Good. Nothing bad to say about them. But and it's the old Milford Hospital in town.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, I like wake up and I'm just like, something about overdosing. You can overdose for 30 seconds and wake up and not know where you're at. And you're free. You've probably seen it when you were a cop. You're freaking out. You're violent. You just want to get out of there, and you don't know where you're going, but you just want to get out of where you're at. And so like I wake up and there's this nurse like charting or something in my room, and I'm just like, I start yelling, "What the fuck happened to me?" Yeah. And she gets scared. She jumps back, and I'm like, "What the fuck happened to me? Someone needs to tell me what the fuck happened here, or I'm gonna start fucking hurting people." And then I just fade back out. They sedated me again. Yeah. And like this time when they took the sedation off, they did it a lot slower. And like they made sure my family was there. My brother was there. My parents, my buddy Dave had flown in from California, and he was there. And like same thing again. And I'm just like, what happened? Like somebody needs to tell me what happened here. And I could see this real pretty Middle Eastern doctor standing in the back of the room with her arms crossed. And she just says, "Philip, you had pneumonia." And I'm like, pneumonia did not fucking do that to me. Yeah. I'm healthy. Yeah. And she's like, "No, it was pneumonia." And I settled for that at that time. But,
yeah, right.
It was like, I think the next day, my mom's like, "Philip, like you overdosed. You've been in here 2 weeks." And I was convinced I was in Baltimore for some reason.
The next day you were with it a little bit more?
Yeah. I mean, they were still giving me Ativan to keep me calm, but I was at least like coherent.
You were alert and knew what was going on.
Yeah. I was walking around, which was kind of hard. We don't use your legs for 2 weeks.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, "You overdosed." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." She's like, "Do you remember anything?" And I'm like, "I don't remember. I mean, I remember a little bit of the night, but that's pretty much it." Yeah. And like they told my parents or my family, they're like, when he could be anything from a vegetable to perfectly normal, probably something in the middle. And like when that beautiful like Middle Eastern doctor kept saying pneumonia, I look at my brother and I'm like, "Yo, dude, she's hot. Like, let's see what she's doing after I get out of here." And well, they all start crying because they realize, like, all right, maybe he will be his like goofy old self again at some point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like the second they all leave, that staff, they had been with me 2 weeks. They all grown attached to me somehow while I was sleeping. Don't ask me how, but like they were all very, very, very sweet to me. And they all leave, and like this CNA guy, he's like, "Hey man, you want to start walking?" And so he literally is carrying me. I'm trying to just get some steps in. And I look, and I was in the same ICU where Chase died. His room was right next to mine. Yeah. And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, well that's cool." Yeah. So basically next day rolls around, my dad comes to visit me, and I'm just like, "All right, Dad, you ready to get out of here?" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "You ready to get out of here?" He's like, "Do you realize what the fuck just happened to you?" He's like, "You're going to be here for months. What do you mean get out of here?" And I'm like, "All right, I'll just go sit back down then. That's fine." And so I ended up being in that hospital, I think 34 days. Okay. Horrible brain injury at this point. I can't even read a clock by the time I get out of there. I remember watching a football game. Yeah. And it was like a sport. I love football. It was like a sport I'd never even seen before. Yeah. And like the doctors are doing testing on me, and they're like, "Okay, what's 5 + 4?" And I said 9. And he's like, "Okay, what's 20 + 20?" And I'm just like 9. They thought I was good because I got the first one right. He's like, what color is that wall right there? And I'm just like, 9.
Oh,
and
man.
they're like, okay, yep, he's staying. He's going to be here a minute. And they put me into some rehab unit. I think it's like a drug rehab, but like it was like an older
Like
person rehab for people that like
rehab.
break hips and stuff. And
Physical therapy.
they somehow approved me to go up there. And they're like, look, dude, you can just like, you don't have a fall risk. You can just get up and walk around. Just don't leave the wing. You know what I mean? There's sodas down there. And, so I make my way out of there and, out of the hospital about 2 weeks later.
You back at your parents' house?
Back at my parents' house again. I don't want to call him a friend, but, I get a text. And it was and so my phone was like from the Delaware State Police trying to get into my phone. They had permanently like disabled it. They had tried it so many times, but like back then you could hook up I don't know if you still can, you can hook up a phone to iTunes and it can like, you can somehow get it unlocked. And don't ask me how I did that with a brain injury. And I remembered all my passwords somehow. It took me a couple days, but, so I had Wi-Fi. I didn't have cell service, but I had, Wi-Fi at my parents' house. And, somebody texted me. And it was just 2 words. I said, got perks. And we're living on Warner Road in Milford. And the food line's about a mile away. I knew where my parents kept a spare debit card and I knew the PIN. I grabbed the debit card and I ran as fast as I could to that food line. I might have like broke a world record running there. I was running so fast. I get the money out of the ATM. I told him, I said, pick me up at food line. And he picks me up and I got 2 perk 30s. $60, and I took them immediately just so no one could take them from me. I didn't want to get them back to my house and my dad wrestle me up against the wall and steal them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was right when they started doing like the text notifications for ATM withdrawals.
Oh yeah.
So my dad sees it instantly and he's waiting at the door for me. And like, I'd imagine that was a pretty bad moment in his life. Cause I mean, he just starts fucking shaking me. He's crying. He's like, we almost just fucking lost you. Like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I don't know, Dad. And he's just like, what do you want me to do with you? Where do you want to go? I'll send you anywhere in the whole world. Where do you want to go? And I'm just like, Dad, I don't know. Like, maybe you guys should have just let me die. I don't know. And that was all I had to tell him. That was the only thing.
How were you? Were you upset or were you just kind of like, whatever?
I mean, I was upset that I disappointed my parents, but like at that point, like the desire to do drugs was just so strong.
Yeah. You didn't have a desire to get off.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. Okay. I mean, and so like after that, like they're just like looking for something to do with me. They're looking for a rehab that maybe specializes in people with brain injuries or like they would have sent me anywhere. Yeah. And I'm not saying my dad would have probably paid out of pocket for it. Like that's how desperate he was.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that had just graduated Teen Challenge. And he was doing really well. He's still doing well to this day. So it worked very well for him. And I had another friend that had graduated and he was working there and he hits me up on Facebook. He's like, yo, dude, come to Teen Challenge. I'm like, no, like that place is a fucking cult. Don't want nothing to do with it. And he's like, no, dude, just come. I'll look after you. Like you're one of my best friends. Like I'll look after you while you're here. I'll let you get on. I'll sneak you on Facebook. You can message your little girls, like whatever you want to do. And so he somehow talks me into going to Teen Challenge and with a catastrophic brain injury. Still can't read.
What's the Teen Challenge?
All right. Teen Challenge is a religious-based, I guess you would call it like a rehab.
Okay.
I believe it's like a year to 18 months long.
It's a drug rehab.
Yeah, or I don't think they're too particular, like even a lifestyle rehab. Okay. Like, but a lot of people do have drugs issues.
A number of things.
Yeah, it could be, it doesn't encompass one kind of illness, I guess you could say.
Gotcha.
But it's very like bare bones. It's religious based. You're on 3rd and North and Seaford. You ever heard of that? Like it's like like you can't write somebody unless you're married. They can't come visit you unless very traditional Christian values.
Gotcha.
And I'm not going to talk bad about that place because it helps a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I will say that I should have been vetted out of there with my brain injury because I was just lost and like I literally just did nothing for 6 weeks, and like my boy who got me to go there, I didn't even see him. I don't know what happened to him. Like,
were you just like lost, like not into it, or just confused?
I wasn't into it. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain what it's like having a brain injury, but like just staring at a wall all day pretty much, or like pretending to read a Bible, or like pretending to
like you had no interest to be there and do it,
and I couldn't even if I had interest,
right?
Just because of my brain capacity.
You just couldn't focus on anything.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And like, so there's one morning in particular, I wake up, I'm frustrated. You have to read the Bible for a half hour every morning when you wake up, which that's cool.
Yeah,
I can respect that. I'm all pissed off. I go up to the worker guy and I'm like, hey dude, I can't read this Bible. The words are too big. The writing's too small. I was thinking he'd read to me or something, or like, and he looks at me. He's like, well, just go pretend to read it then. Go sit down and pretend to read it or pray. And I'm like, that's it. I'm done here.
That's good advice.
I'm escaping.
Yeah.
I'm out. So like, I come up with this scheme, and it wasn't hard, but like, I wait for like everything to settle down. We get through our breakfast stuff, and
I mean, it's just like a house though, right?
it's like a facility. There's no locked doors or anything.
Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, it has.
It's not like a secure facility.
Yeah, it has like a kitchen with like a dormitory attached to it, and so like I basically waited for things to settle down, waited for the staff to go in different directions, and they put on some Jesus movie, and I go out the door, make a left, jump a fence, and now I'm free. I'm now in downtown Seaford, and I remember thinking like, all right, what do I do now? Like I got no plan out. Like this was my master plan, and I'm like, let me just walk to Tidal Health Hospital and see if like they can have like a worker there. So I go to the emergency room, and like I'm waiting in line, and like, I mean, there's people that need stitches and that are throwing up in buckets and like everything you can imagine in a ER waiting room. And I go up to the lady. I'm like, hi, I do not have a medical emergency, but do you guys have a social worker or like someone who can like tell me where to go for a night? And she's like, well, this is a hospital. That's not what we really do here. But, Code Purple opens when it's under 40 degrees. So why don't you try going there for the night? And I'm like, okay. And she gave me the address. Didn't have a cell phone, no GPS. So it was maybe like a quarter mile away, and it took me like 4 hours to find this place. One, because no cell phone.
Yeah, you don't know where you are.
My brain injury, I'm just walking around in circles. So I finally find it at some church. And like, I walk in there, and I'm like, I have like khaki pants on, fresh shoes, fresh jacket. My hair is all gelled up. And
you're not homeless. Most people that go there are homeless.
Yeah, and like I go to the lady at the desk, and I'm like, hi, how are you? And she's like, good. What can I help you with? I'm like, yeah, I'm here to stay.
Yeah.
And she looks at me, and she's like, you're here? You want to stay here? And I'm like, yeah, I got nowhere else to go. I just escaped Teen Challenge. Do you have a bed for me? And she's like, yes, we have a bed for you. And so they get me all settled, and I go up to her, and I'm like, look, if Teen Challenge comes here looking for me, tell them I'm not here. Don't let them come find me, guys. I'm not going back there.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, like I can do that for you. That lady really went the extra mile for me that night. I'll get into it more, but sure enough, here comes two guys from Teen Challenge. One of them is my best friend, or my friend who didn't help me at all the whole time I'm there. And then some like guy that was actually like paid by Teen Challenge.
Yeah.
And they're like, come on, man, we're here to take you back. And I'm like, I ain't going back.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to have to drag me back. And he's like doing this weird. She's like, can I pray with you? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. You can pray. That's fine. And like, I think by then my boy had realized that like I needed more help that they could give me.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
And he's literally standing behind the guys. He's like praying with me. He's going, don't go back. Don't go back.
Yeah, he knew.
Just don't go back.
Yeah.
And he had to try to pretend to get me to go back because he was an intern there. You know what I mean?
He's working there.
And he's like, all right, Phil, come on, man. You ready to go? He's like, don't go back. You ready to go back? You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm not going back. Like, I'm going to take my chances on the streets, I guess. So the lady at Code Purple, she knew that like I didn't specifically fit that demographic of people. Mm-hmm. Homeless that have been living on the streets and like, living out of book bags or whatever. And she's like, you ever been to an Oxford house? And I'm like, yeah, I went to a couple of them up north, but I don't really like them. And she's like, no, like they're a lot different in Sussex County. They're way better run. I think you should do that. And she said, I know the outreach worker. She's like, just stay here tonight, go to the ACE Center in the morning, get on the computer, talk to all your people, try and get some. I think right now you don't need any money to get to an Oxford house, but you needed like $275 back then.
Okay.
So like I hit up my boy, and he's like, yeah, man, I'll give you the 275. And at this time there was no Venmo or Cash App. You had to go pick it up from Walmart or Food Line, like a Western Union or like a MoneyGram. So the outreach worker comes to get me, picks me up. We run to Walmart. I get the MoneyGram, and we did a little interview at the house. And now I'm in an Oxford house. So I kind of realized that like, and at this point I'm clean. Like I don't have no mind altering substance. I still had that.
How long have you been clean at this point?
Let's see. I remember it being cold, probably like 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Just enough to get over that initial like feeling like shit phase. You know what I mean? That mental withdrawal or that mental like will still bring you back to go use again. But so like and I started doing good. I'm like, I'm not gonna get anything crazy. I'm in Georgetown, Delaware. I'm gonna go work at the Purdue chicken plant. Just something menial that I can focus on one thing. And I went to this chicken plant and I hung whole chickens for 6 months, 22 birds a minute from it was overnight, which cool. Yeah. Nothing going on socially. And I think that was really good therapy for me, just doing that same repetitive task. You know what time to clock in, clock out, you know when your break is. So basically, that ended up, and then I'm making friends in the Oxford House community. I've got all these friends now, and we're all doing stuff, and we're all doing really good. And then like, I meet this one guy, and he's like, "Yo, man, come work down at the beach with me. Come bartend with me. I know you know how to bartend." I'm like, "I do." Oh boy. And it took me a couple weeks. He's like, "Dude, just show up, go talk to the manager. I already got you lined up. Just go. I got you." Yeah. I show up, talk to the manager. She loves me. And she's like, "When do you want to start?" And I said, "I'll start anytime," but I said, "I'm only busting tables. I don't want to serve. I don't want to bartend. I just want to bust tables and do something." They had no idea about this injury I had. And I'm like, "Yeah, I just want to do something menial. I'll go the extra mile." And basically, that lasted about a week where they're like, "Hey, man, come on, start picking up these tables. I know you know how to serve." Like,
you just couldn't focus?
No, they wanted me to do more because I was doing a good job. Okay. You know what I mean? Like they wanted me to start taking tables and bartending shifts. And like, I'm just like, no. And eventually I did start bartending, and bartenders and servers at the beach in the summer make a fucking ton of money. Yeah. And it's all cash and it's right in front of you every night. Yep. And the fresh Nikes aren't enough after a while. You know what I mean? Like you want something else. Like, and basically I was hanging out with some girl on my day off, and we're in my bedroom at my Oxford house, and like she was prescribed Suboxone. I didn't know it at the time, and she just takes one out, eats it. I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, it's a Suboxone." I'm like, "Give me one." And I'm like, "Oh man." Yeah. And I'm like, "Just give it to me." And I go to work one night, and that dude, he could tell I'm fucked up. He knows it, and I can see him just glaring. I mean, me and this guy did everything together at this point.
He's pissed.
And he's just like looking at me, and I could see him glaring at me. And he comes up to me. He's like, "I gotta fucking talk to you after this shift, dude." And I knew what it was. And we're on our way home from Lewis to Georgetown, he's like, what are you fucked up on? Tell me. And I'm like, nothing, just nothing. Don't worry about it. Nothing. It's my business. You know what I mean? And eventually I'm like, "All right, dude, I took a Suboxone." Okay. And he's like, "Dude, you're a fucking idiot. Like, am I supposed to not go tell on you?" I'm like, "No, don't tell on me. Just let me go." Yeah. And he's like, "So where'd you get it?" And then he's like, "All right." Well, we ended up in Coverdale that night. And
that's even worse.
Yeah. We ended up getting real drugs. Yeah. I couldn't use them that night, but I eventually used them.
What'd you get?
Heroin. Okay. And he liked crack, but I got heroin.
Was that your first stint with heroin?
No, not even close. I'd been using it on and off for
oh, you had?
Yeah, years before. Yeah. So the Percocets are so expensive. Heroin, I don't know what it's like now. I haven't been involved in that world in a long time, but maybe like 1/6 the price and twice as strong. So like, unless you got, $400 or $500 a day to spend on Percocets, you're gonna, all roads lead to heroin in that game. You're gonna eventually end up doing heroin. Your guy's gonna run out and only have heroin. Yeah.
How were you taking the heroin?
I started off snorting it, but eventually I was injecting it.
Okay.
Was
that before your overdose?
Yeah, I would on and off before my overdose.
Okay.
But I would just kind of take whatever. But eventually, the only thing you really want is the heroin, and
yeah,
you don't want to snort it anymore. You like the needle. Like that's just a complete game changer when you're a drug addict. So me and this guy, we go on a little run. He gets kicked out of his house. We're in 2 different houses, and he calls me, "Hey man, I got kicked out." I'm like, "All right, I'll get you an interview at my house." So he comes and lives in my house. But in this interview, I had these guys so manipulated that I lived with that like, I don't know, but I'm like, "Hey, like, we're gonna interview Clyde, and I'm gonna make my bedroom a double, so he's gonna live in my room with me." So this room just becomes a big drug room. You know what I mean? Like, and eventually, like, I'm starting to feel bad that I'm manipulating all these guys that are actually trying to get their shit together. This went on for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. And I sent a text to our group chat one night. I'm like, "Hey guys, we got to have a house meeting after work, after I get off work tonight. I'll be home around 11. Just whoever's available, just come down to the living room and we can talk." And so I get home and they're like, "You used, didn't you?" And I'm like, "I did." And they're like, "Yeah, we knew, we kind of figured you were. We were going to drug test you tonight. So thanks for telling on yourself." And good thing about an Oxford house is like you can get kicked out of an Oxford house, and there's probably 30 or 40 of them just in Sussex County.
Yeah.
You go clean yourself up. They will always give you another chance as long as you don't hurt anybody, which never happens, or steal anything, which never happens, or like, oh, a house, $10,000 in back rent. Like Oxford House will always give you another chance. And that's the good part about that is that you can have as many tries as it takes to get it right. And they're like, "Phil, man, just go clean yourself up. Just, come back in a couple months." And I'm like, "Yeah, probably not, but thank y'all." And I go show up at my parents' doorstep, and I'd been doing good. You know what I mean? My parents didn't know I was using again. And my dad's just like, "All right, man, like, what's the master plan now, Phil? Like, what's your big plan?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, if it's cool, I'm going to live here and I'm going to go back to the methadone clinic tomorrow, get back on Subutex." And he's like, "All right." He said, "Just do yourself a favor, him being a pharmacist, don't get on methadone. That is very hard on your body. It's impossible to get off of. Go with the Subutex." He said, "That's not a perfect medication either, but that'll at least give you a shot at getting off of it."
Yeah.
And basically my next 4 years were just, I'd always be the first one at the methadone clinic, 5 o'clock in the morning, go home, go to bed, get ready for work be at work at 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I was miserable, and I was just such a shell of a human. I tried to like maintain relationships with girls. It never happened. Like they would always ride for me as long as they could, but eventually, like once they've done everything they could for me, it's just like, fuck this loser. This guy's never getting his stuff together.
Yeah, he's
like,
never going anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, like I was just so tired of it, and I had met a girl, I will say, that like really she was probably the main reason why I ended up changing, because I loved her, and she had 2 little kids, and they didn't have a dad, and they ended up living with me in my parents' basement, which it was fine. We all got along, and she's doing all the legwork for everything. You know what I mean? And I was so attached to these little kids and her, and like, it was one morning I was getting ready to leave to go to the methadone clinic, and like, I just felt her like climb on top of me, and like I could feel tears like coming off of her face onto my face, and I'm just like, what is wrong? What's going on? And she's just like, "Phil, I gotta go. I can't do this with you anymore." She's like, "We can still be together, but I gotta go live at my parents' house. I can't like, we can't live here anymore." And I'm just like, okay, like, that's fine. And that triggered something in me. I don't know how or why or what, but like, I'm just like, I need to make like one good attempt at getting my life together. I'm like, I have all these people that love me and that have rode for me and that I've hurt and fucked over, and TV's out the back door, like everyone that I was ever close to, I was like that with, what I mean? And And that's, you know, when you're in that desperate state, you'll look for anything. And basically, like, my routine was I'd be up all night. I think I said it. Go to the clinic, and then go to bed when I got home. Well, you're up all night doing nothing, watching TV, and I'm just literally Googling stuff like how to become a better person, how to get off drugs, how to turn your life around, how to do this, how to do that. And I come across this stuff called ibogaine. And I'm like, wonder what that is. I start like just looking at the websites and like doing some research. And I'm like, this stuff seems legit. Like, I know it seems like some weird magical plant that whatever, but like, and then I started joining Reddit threads and Facebook groups. And at this point, I completely immersed myself into this ibogaine world and finding this plant medicine. And I joined this Facebook community. They still exist, actually. It's called Ibogaine Universe in all caps. And I just make a very generic post. Hi, like so-and-so, you know, from Milford, Delaware, interested in doing ibogaine. You know, is there somebody on here that can message me and just tell me a little bit about it? Someone who's done it, tell me how it works. And kind of weird. These two girls who I specifically started talking to, one was named Molly. She was from Austin, Texas. The other one was from Kelly. Her name was Kelly. She was from Colorado. They knew each other independently. They both messaged me independently of each other.
But they knew each other.
But they knew each other out of all the people in the country. But and like I was talking to these girls for months on end, just trying to like, and they're like, basically like the thing is with ibogaine is you cannot be on a long acting opioid like methadone, Suboxone, Subutex, anything like that, because it works on the same part of the brain that the ibogaine does. And it'll block it just like an opioid. It'll block it out.
Your system's got to be flushed. Gotta be
exactly. Clean. And getting off of those type of drugs is, I think they're designed like that on purpose to keep people on them for like, I would assume for money, just a guess. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna find a way to get off of this Subutex. And I'm like telling my mom, like, Mom, like, look at this cool stuff. Like, this is, you know, I want to go do this. And like, I'm working on her hours on end. You know what I mean?
Your mom and dad knew anything about the ibogaine thing?
Not before nothing. I had talked to them about it. And eventually, like, she starts getting a little interested in these videos, and she's like, oh, like, wow, like, you know, people are really like, this is really helping people. Yeah. And this is also back before ibogaine blew up. Like, it's
big right now.
It's getting big. I did it in 2019.
I know a lot of military guys that have done it.
Yeah. So they're sending tier 1 operators down there by the busload, Navy SEALs, Deltas, Delta Force guys. And it's changing their lives. Yeah. And it's essentially, I mean, they're in there on crutches and canes and wheelchairs and walking out a normal person.
Yeah.
So basically, and like, eventually I get her on board, and she's like, Phil, like, I think that this is worth doing. It's going to cost a lot of money, I know. But like, she's like, you need to go talk to your dad, because your dad is going to be the one paying for this.
Yeah.
So my dad, you know, biology background, pharmacist, he's like, you ain't fucking doing that. I ain't sending you to Mexico to do no weird medicine.
Yeah.
And, she's working on him. I'm working on him. And like, eventually it was like one random day, and I remember it was cold out. I remember it being real, real cold, like 10 degrees cold. And he comes in my room. He's like, Phil, we're getting Sophia. That's our dog. Let's go to the beach. Let's just go walk somewhere. We'll walk the dog. I just want to talk to you man to man. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I get my jacket. We go down. We lived in Milford. We went all the way down to Rehoboth. He's like, okay, so what is this crazy medicine that you're talking about all the time? And I'm like, okay, it's called ibogaine. Like, and I did my best to explain how it works, and like that it's very successful, and that like, you know, and that it's probably the most effective treatment for drug addiction in the world, and it's not even legal in America.
Yeah.
And so at the end of that walk, he's just like, how much is it going to cost? And I'm like, I don't know, Dad. Like, I can reach out to the clinic and ask him, and I'll let you know. And I'm like, but Dad, there is a kicker here. I said, you can't, I said, I have to get off the Subutex to go take this ibogaine. They just don't work interchangeably. And he's like, yeah, that's going to be an issue. And he's like, what you need to do is go make an appointment with the doctor, the Suboxone doctor, tell him your game plan, tell him what you want to do. And he's like, if you want to get off this, you have to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Well, I already know in my head, I ain't doing it the right way. I'm doing it my way. You know what I mean? I already knew.
Yeah.
And my way actually did work this time for once, somehow. Probably the only time ever. But so I walk into that doctor's office and I'm like, hey man, I was on 14 milligrams, pretty middle of the road dose. Yeah. I said, I want to go down 2 milligrams a day for a week and then be done with it. He's like, you're going to be so sick. You're going to be in the hospital. He's like, I cannot ethically get you off of it that fast. And I said, okay, well, you can either do that or I'm just not showing back up. So it's up to you. And he said, okay, I'll do it. So the thing is with ibogaine, you can take short-acting opiates that, you know, morphine, Percocet, Roxicet, Oxycontin, oxycodone. You can take those just fine. Well, I already knew in my head, I'm just going to have to hit the streets and spend what little remaining money I have left and try to get through this withdrawal that I'm about to go through from the Subutex. And basically I did admit the Subutex took 43 days to get out of my system.
Damn.
And you need pills multiple times a day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to my mom now. I'm going to my friends. It's like, please give me money so I'm not sick. Like, please, and even with those drugs, it was just so bad. That is the Subutex, such a powerful medication. I was so miserable. And like, I contact the clinic in Mexico and, you know, I'm like, so what do I do? I told them my situation. I'm getting off this Subutex. And they're like, okay, what we want you to do is day 30, go to Walmart, buy every drug test they have. I think this was before Amazon was real big. That has, you know, buprenorphine on it, which is the chemical name for Suboxone or Subutex. Buy every one they have. Day 30, test yourself every day. The second that line reads negative, call us. Get a flight to San Diego. We will pick you up at the border in San Diego. And it was a long time and it was a lot of suffering and I almost did not make it through that. I was so frail and I could barely walk.
Yeah.
Day 42 or 43, I take the drug test and negative. And I'm running into my mom's room. Mom, negative.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. Let's get this shit happening. And, so contact the clinic. They said, okay, everything's all lined up. Got a flight to San Diego.
So you were able to get in pretty quick.
Yeah. Back then, like the demand wasn't as high
now.
Yeah, and they knew I was coming within a certain time frame. I don't want to say they had it blocked off or anything, but they can put someone in a spare bedroom for a couple of days until you can till they can do the treatment.
Gotcha. So how quick from the time you called them and were like, I'm coming till you got?
Oh gosh.
Was it that pretty quick?
Probably a couple days. I just had to book a flight and I didn't have like kids to find anyone to look after back then, but a couple days. And so I'd saved up a couple Percocets to take on the plane. And of course I took them right when I got in the car. So my brother and my dad drove me up to Philadelphia airport. And my brother, my best friend in the world, he's just like, Dad, I'm going to walk into TSA. We're just going to talk. And we're walking to TSA and he's just like, hey man, I love you. Everybody loves you. You're not a bad guy. He's like, you got to fucking land this one, Phil. Cause like, this is all we have left. Like this just cost your dad $20,000 to get you to do all this. And he hugged me and he literally pushed me into the TSA agent and went down to Mexico. By the time I got there, I was very much sick because I took them all right when I got in the car. And so the guy picks me up. I'll say he picked me up at the San Diego airport. The driver, he's like an American citizen. He might be dual. He can get back and forth very easily across the border. And he picks me up. So this clinic is right outside of Tijuana, Mexico.
Yeah.
The most dangerous city in the world, possibly. You know what I mean? And like, I'm like shaking like a leaf. I'm just like, man, when's the cartel going to come kidnap me and send an ear to my parents and win $1 million or something? Like, and like this guy's all nonchalant. He's a white dude. He's like, we're riding through downtown Tijuana. He's like, hey man, you want some Dunkin'? And I'm like, no, I don't want no fucking Dunkin'. I want to get the fuck out of here. Like, and I'm expecting it's going to be like Beirut or something. Like, you know what I mean? But it was just like a normal city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, dude, like you're cool. Like everything's fine here. Like you're not going to find trouble here unless you're looking for it.
Yeah.
So he ended up dropping me off with the owners of the clinic I went to, Valerie and Aiden. And Valerie's Mexican, Aiden's American. They're married. And just the sweetest, kindest people ever. And they take me to the clinic, and literally the second I walk in the door, I see a guy in a white lab coat. He's just standing there. He's like, hey, in a Mexican accent, hey, how are you? I'm Dr. So-and-so. Are you withdrawing? I'm like, yes, I am. He out of his shirt pocket, here's some morphine. We'll get you good. We'll keep you good up until you do your treatment. And I'm like, what do you like? Are you you're the doctor? I'm like, in America, you got to wait 5 days to see a doctor, man. And he's like, oh no, yeah, this is how we do it here. Like you paid a lot of money to come here. Like, and he just looks at me and he's like, if you need something, you have to let me know. If you have anxiety, if you need Ativan, if you need whatever you need, he said, if you don't tell me, I'm not going to know. So don't feel like you're bugging me. And I said, okay. And after that, I'm just like laying around, and he comes and he's like, hey man, you want to go down to the beach and throw a football?
Yeah.
And I'm throwing it like in America, you would never interact with a doctor like that.
Yeah.
And this is an American trained doctor. You know what I mean? Like it was really cool. And, at the ibogaine clinic, first off, it was beautiful. Rosarito, Mexico, right on the Pacific Ocean. This staff was just amazing. Like there was this little old Mexican lady, and like, it was so funny. Like I would like do something and put a piece of trash in the trash can, and I'd see her go run and grab it out of the trash can and go put it in a bigger trash can. And I'm like, why are you doing that? She's like, oh, I'm just trying to, keep the place clean. And like, that's how hard they were so thankful to have a good job. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The food was amazing. But my first few days there, so day one, you're just getting acclimated. They want to get you some medication, let you relax. You've had a long flight. Day two, they do like liver panel, EKG, make sure you're healthy enough to do the ibogaine. And then like day three, they come up there and they're like, hey, today's the day we're going to do the treatment. So are you ready, or do you want to wait another day? Like, how do you want to do it? I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, go get some breakfast. They said, don't eat anything after noon. The ibogaine will make you vomit, and we don't want you vomiting in that state. You could choke.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. So I went and ate some food, and at this point, I'm just chilling with the nurses, very laid back, not like an American rehab. You're like sitting on the couch with all the staff. You know what I mean? Like it's just pretty much like a compound, I guess you could say. It's like had two houses on it. We're just hanging out, and so like dusk comes around, and like one of the nurses, his name was Jonah. I still talk to him to this day. He's like, hey man, like, do you want to watch a movie? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll hands me the remote. It was Netflix, but it was in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I couldn't read anything. So I'm just looking for something I recognize, and I scroll, and I find Scarface. I'm like, I love that movie. Let's watch. Jonah, you want to watch Scarface? He's like, yeah, amigo, let's watch it. So turn on Scarface. Probably this was a huge mistake. I'm going to say probably the most violent movie ever made, right before you're about to do the strongest psychedelic on the planet. Like, we finished the movie, and he's like, amigo, are you ready? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, so give me your cell phone. You can't do a cell phone while you're taking ibogaine. Yeah. Go get up in the bed. Go get comfortable. They had everything all set up.
Did they tell you how long this process is?
Yeah, they told me that in the morning when you wake up, as soon as you feel like you can get out of that bed, when you see the sun coming up, you can get out. You can go down, you can go, sit on the patio. Okay. You can hang out. So they said as soon as you're comfortable, basically. But I would say I was tripping for like 24 hours. Yeah. But I was down for maybe like 12 of that 24. So the way you administer ibogaine is you give 4 doses. You give a test dose, and then 3 more doses every half hour until you're tripping balls pretty much. And take the test dose, take the other 3 doses, and they have this like very weird Bweedy traditional African music that they play while they're administering ibogaine. It's where like the ibogaine originated from, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, man, can you put on like Dave Matthews Band or like something like that I'll like? He's like, no, dude, like this is going to help your experience and this music is going to speak to you, and you're not going to believe me now, but you're about to find out. And I'm like, okay, we can just do the, and it's, I mean, these instruments are made out of like animal tendons and like animal hides for the drums. And like, it sounds like shit. Like, and I'm like, and they had that, it was pumping too. It was really loud.
Yeah.
So I do the 3 doses, and Jonah comes back up and he's like, hey man, are you tripping? And I'm like, nah, man, like maybe I'm just too much of a man for this fucking medicine. Like, maybe I've done too many drugs. I don't know. Yeah. And he's like, okay, 1 second. And I'm going to go get you more. So he goes down to get me a 5th dose. Took him maybe like 10 minutes. He's got to weigh it out, measure it, whatever.
Yeah. How do you take it?
It's like a horse capsule, like these giant white capsules. Yeah. You know what I mean? By the time he had come back up there, he was looking like a demon. Like his face had changed. Yeah. And I start freaking out, and like I'm like scooting over, and he's like, Phil, it's Jonah, it's me, it's the nurse. And like, oh, okay, just you. I thought you were something else. My bad. And like, so when you do ibogaine, the first thing you hear, when you start tripping is, I'll describe it like a million bees in your ear, just the loudest,
like a humming.
This is like as loud as you can ever, like a rock concert times 50. And you can't shake it. You can't cover your ears. It's still there. It's just, and that's standard across the board. Everybody who does ibogaine, gets that. So that's how you know it's on. Like there's no turning back now. You can't get out of this now. You're stuck here, and you're about to do ibogaine. And then next comes the vomiting. You start throwing up everywhere, that's standard for everybody too. It just, I don't know why, but it induces vomiting. And after that, you're kind of scared. I think someone from Scarface is coming to kidnap me or something for a couple hours. Like I'm just waiting for the bedroom door to fly open. And your heart's pumping out of your chest. You're really scared. You have a little anxiety.
Are you by yourself?
You are by yourself in a dimly lit room with they had a Bluetooth speaker playing the Bweedy music. Okay. And they had a Kool-Aid next to my bed. That was all they would let me drink. And so like it really starts going, and it starts hitting you. And I shut my eyes and I open them, and it's just the brightest blue, neon blue hieroglyphs all over the walls as far as you can see. And I wish I could have got a picture of them and like deciphered them somehow, because I know that they were like real. You know what I mean? Even though, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm shutting my eyes for the next 12 hours. And that's kind of weird looking. And eventually you start to calm down. Your heart rate slows. You're just kind of chilling. I don't really remember specifically what state I was in, but like,
do you remember could you go to sleep, or you don't really remember?
You're not going to sleep on that.
You're not going to sleep. Okay.
No. Now I will say that if you start freaking out, which does happen rarely to people, it happened to my buddy. Yeah. On the ibogaine, they will come. You have a port in your arm this whole time. Yeah. They'll come shoot Valium into your port that way and just kind of knock you out essentially. And you'll still get like the anti-addictive properties. Yeah, right. But you won't get any of the psychological benefits from it. So like I'm laying there for a couple of, I had to use the bathroom, which that required 2 grown ass men, 1 on each arm, and carried me to the bathroom. And they're like, do you need more help than this? Yeah. Like, do you need us to hold it or what? And I'm like, no, like if you guys can just hold me here, like I can use the bathroom. And everybody said like, don't look at your thingy while you're doing ibogaine. And I like had to look, and it was like the most shriveled up little raisin thing you ever fucking see. And I'm just like,
total disappointment.
Yeah, I get why people say that now. Well,
oh man.
And I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like, get me back in the bed, please. And so I've heard that. I heard that on Joe Rogan. Some guy
really?
said he did it. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And this was after I mean, he did it well after I did it, but I've heard that throughout the years. Yeah. You'll be disappointed if you look at it.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
And so like once you're kind of calmed down, you're just relaxing and like, this is going to sound absolutely insane, but like this is not anything out of the ordinary for people who do ibogaine. It's like where I'm about to go next with it.
Yeah.
So like I'm just laying there and I hear like a very strong voice in my head, and it's just like, why are you here? And like you're not talking out loud, you're kind of thinking back to it, if that makes sense. And I'm just like, well, like I've been a piece of shit my whole life. I want to get better. I want to have a good life. And it's just very strong, almost like it's yelling at me from like the clouds or something. And it's just like, why do you want to get better? And I'm just like, I want to get better for my family. They almost lost me and I want to get better for myself. And I just, you know, that's why I want to get better. And it says very, very, very strongly, pick the 3 most traumatic moments of your life and you'll find peace and you'll get better. And I'm just like sitting there and all of a sudden, bam, I'm back at when I was in 4th grade, my best friend died of an asthma attack on the bus. I wasn't with him or anything, but he was my best friend and we did everything together and we pretty much lived together. And then he was just gone one day and I'm back at his funeral and I'm floating above it. And I remember the weather and I remember we were all kids and we were all just lost and everybody crying and like everybody talking. And like you're just kind of up there and you're just like, it was peaceful. Like you would think it would be brutal, but it was absolutely peaceful. And like, it just kind of showed me like, he's fine. He's in a better place. He's at peace. He's in heaven or whatever you want to call it. And it felt good. It felt very, very, I felt such a sense of relief knowing that JD is like in heaven and he's okay. And then it was like, and then I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go back now. And it's like, pick the second one. And I'm like, obvious one, Chase's funeral. Do you remember when that happened? You might've been a Milford cop back then.
I try to think about their day. I don't remember.
Chase Rothermell, he died in a sledding accident.
I don't remember.
No. Okay. And I'm back at Chase's funeral and like, just it's everyone crying and stuff, but it's very serene and peaceful. And I remember it was raining outside and like, and it showed me that like Chase is at peace and like, he's not in pain anymore. And like, it's just like death is not, a bad thing. It's just something new. Wherever we go, it's just something new. And then like, clear as day, all of a sudden me and Chase are in a room together and we're just talking, we're hugging. And, he's like, Phil, man, like you got to let go. Like I'm fine. Like I'm good. Like there's nothing. He said, I'm in a lot better place, now than I was, out in the world. And I'm just like, I know, Chase, but I've just been such a piece of shit my whole life. And like, I don't know what to do or where to start. And he's like, do you want to see what your family's life would have been like if you would have died in that overdose? And I'm like, yeah, let's see it. And like, it was just this, so it's kind of hard to explain, but it was just this dark black world where like my dad's an alcoholic, my brother's an alcoholic, my mom is just a complete wreck on all these pills and shit. And like, and it just kind of showed me that like, even though I was a complete piece of shit my whole entire life, that like my family cannot exist without me because they love me so much. And that, you know, and that's just the way it is. And that's the way it's always going to be. And I'm here for a reason. And I survived that overdose for a reason. And I have to, when I get done here, start day one and start fresh and get my life together. And I just said, we love you. All right, see you when I see you. And bam. And then the third one was the girl Shannon I was talking about, the one that I lost because she had the 2 kids. Mm-hmm. Her stepfather was dying of cancer. And like, I remember I would always go over there and like just hang out with him. We didn't even always talk. Like sometimes we would just sit in silence and like, there's not really much you can always say to someone who's fading away of cancer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're not going to ask him how like the football scores were or like what you're going to the beach this weekend. Like, so we would smoke weed and just talk and hang out and just be around each other. And then like, you know, he obviously passed away. And then bam, I'm back at his funeral, which wasn't even that long before. And it just showed me that he's in a better place, and that like what I took out of that is that for some reason, a lot of my trauma, revolves around death. Just that very early 4th grade when my best friend died, and right in the middle of that when Chase died, and then right at the end. And it showed me that like, it's not that bad. And we don't understand it. We never will, but wherever they are, like they're okay. And it let me release so much trauma. I mean, all the PTSD from jail gone. And like, I also want to add that, ibogaine is the most neuroregenerative substance on the planet. Basically, these tier 1 operators with these catastrophic blast injuries, some of them are partially blind, like whatever, it's working on. They're finding results in MS, Parkinson's, stuff like that. It's very, very good for brain injuries. And I didn't even know that. I just stumbled into that. And I remember getting out of that bed, and I'm just like, oh, holy fuck, I can think again. Like, I can fucking think. Like, I can count to 10. Like, I can do this. I can do that. You know what I mean?
Everything
like,
was just clear for you.
Clear. And it was the most crazy thing ever. Like, that I can just think now. And I don't know the science behind it.
Yeah.
I'm just here to tell like what I went through, but I know that it's a real thing. And I'm calling my family. I'm calling my sister who saved my life. I'm just like, Leslie, like, I love you. I'm so sorry. I know I never thanked you. I always hated her for saving me for some reason. I'm like, thank you for saving me. Like, thank you. And I'm like, I don't listen to me now, but like, I'm going to prove myself when I get back. I'm going to show you who I really am. And I'm calling my mom, calling my dad, anybody that'll answer my phone call, I'm calling them. You know what I mean? That was there for me.
I want to back you up real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Because you just mentioned that you were mad at your sister for saving you.
Yes.
Why was that? Do you at that point before that, did you regret that you survived? Did you want to die?
There were like a couple points in time where like, not that I wanted to die, but I'm just like, what's the fucking point? Like, I'm just suffering so bad. Like, I'm never going to get better. Like, I'll never be what I thought I was going to be when I was 6 years old. Like,
did you consider ending it?
No, I wouldn't say I went down that road. Yeah. I mean, I might have considered it, but I never rationally
put serious thought into it.
Took like steps into doing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I was more just trying to
get by,
just trying to stop suffering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
got you.
Does that answer your question?
You.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to throw that in there before I forgot about it.
And like what I did to my poor sister, man, she found me blue and I mean, she don't know nothing about no fucking drugs. She's trying to raise kids, like working out of high school. Like she got an amazing husband. And like, I was very, very bad to her for a lot of years after that.
Yeah.
And we get along well now. We're not like as close as I would like to be, but she has her own life. She only lives a few minutes away. I see her all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think her seeing me get better has maybe shut down a lot of that trauma maybe that happened at that point for her.
So so you come out of it, you're calling
I'm
your
just
sister,
calling everybody.
everybody.
And they're all just like, okay, like we'll see how you are when you get back. So, something else very, very smart that I did was, I did not go back to that same mess that I left. I didn't go back to my parents' basement, didn't go back to the same anything.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to these ibogaine people and they're like, look, you need to get yourself some distance. Don't come straight home. We don't care where you go. Go to an aftercare center in Mexico. There's one in the United States. It's in Austin, Texas. It doesn't exist anymore. It got wiped out during COVID. But, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the one in Austin. And I call the guy, and he very, very good guy. And he's like, look, basically the same thing I just said, like, you don't want to go back to that, at least not right away. Just come here, get yourself together. We'll get you healthy for 6 weeks. We'll get you in the gym. We'll do some, the owner's a psychotherapist. You can talk to her whenever you want. Like, we'll get you healthy food. We'll get you some vitamin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
get you on the right track.
Get you at least pointed in the right direction. You know what I mean? And, that was $12,400. Very, very expensive. So my next stop is Austin, Texas after that for 6 weeks. And, you know, they start, I don't want to say riding me, but they're just like, so where are you going when you leave here? And I'm like, I'm back to my parents. And they're like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
They said that, Philip, that would be a waste of an investment if you go anywhere near that house. Don't do it. And they're like, where else can you go? I'm like, I mean, I don't really got no friends that'll like let me live with them or anything. And they're like, you want to come do a sober living here in Austin, Texas? And something clicked. I'm like, no, but I will go do it in Georgetown, Delaware. And so me and that outreach worker had a massive falling out where we're trashing each other on Facebook. Like a couple of years prior to that,
Yeah.
we're calling each other's pieces of shit on Facebook, whatever we could say, you know what, publicly, like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, fuck, I got to text Tony now. Tony Lewis, he ended up being like the state chair for many years. He's not doing it anymore, but, and so they're working on me. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So like Facebook Messenger is where I hit him up, and, I unblocked him. Luckily he didn't have me blocked. But so I messaged him, and he had to have been like on his computer or on his phone or something. And I'm just like, hey Tony, what's up, man? And he's like, hey man, how you doing? I think about you sometimes. Sorry for the way things ended. What's up? And I'm like, you know what's up? I need a fucking house, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, that's fine. He's like, where are you at? What you doing? And when you getting home? And I said, well, I'm in Austin, Texas. I get home on this date, and here's what I just did. And he don't know. He's all like an NAAA type of guy, but
he doesn't know all the ibogaine stuff.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, call me a week before you leave. I'll get you an interview set up. When you get into an Oxford house, you have to interview the house just so they can make sure you're not crazy.
Yeah, right,
you're coming for the right reasons. You're not going to
scam them,
steal anyone's shit. Yeah. So I call him a week before. I do an interview over the phone with the house in Georgetown. And they're like, okay, like you're accepted, and we'll see you on this date. And so I showed up. I did luckily have a car. And something else I can say is that like I put myself in sober living. I didn't go there kicking and screaming or because I didn't want to live at the homeless shelter. Like
you went there by choice.
I like something had clicked to me during this ibogaine, and like I guess I'd gained some maturity somewhere along the line. And so I get back to Delaware, and I'm like, I'm gonna get there in the middle of the night. So I'm gonna stay at my parents' house one night, and I had all my bags already packed, didn't even unpack them. I slept on the couch, didn't even go in my bedroom. And next morning, 7 a.m., off to my Oxford house. And do you know anything about Oxford houses?
Not much.
So they're sober living houses.
Yeah.
So there's 84 of them in Delaware. You would never even know you were living next to one. Like your neighbor could be an Oxford house. Yeah. And like they're very good houses. They're clean. They don't cause trouble. Their yard's well maintained. They pretty much just pay their rent, go to work, go to meetings, stuff like that. Yeah. I think very, very highly of Oxford House, and I credit it for partially giving me so many tries in saving my life. Yeah, along with a lot of other things. I was that one in a million a couple of times, but so I go there, knock on the door, knock. Guy opens the door. He's one of my best friends to this day, Trevor. And he's like, hey man, what's up? We're talking for a minute. He's like, I got to go over these rules with you, but like, you've been here before? I'm like, man, I'm a frequent flyer in these places. Just go to bed. It's cool. So he went off to bed. So this is right at the beginning of COVID, right at the beginning of 2020. Everything's all messed up. Everyone's scared. There's no jobs. The unemployment benefits hadn't been prorated or kicked in yet, like all the government money. So I don't have two dimes to rub together. And so I'm like, they're like, hey man, like I know these are weird times. We're not gonna ride you too hard. We're not gonna pressure you for rent, but like you gotta try to at least find a job. Just show us you're looking every week, and then we're gonna go hands off on you, because this is normally you have a couple weeks, but like so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do 10 Indeed applications a day. And I'm on there for random shit. I can't even call it truck drivers. I can't drive their truck. Like whatever I could find on there just to show them I was
shit in there.
So I'm leaving a therapy appointment. They had also lined me up with a therapist in Delaware at that aftercare center. And I saw this lady for years after I did that. She was amazing. I'm leaving her office, and I get a call from a California number, and I'm like, I'm not, it's COVID. It's COVID. I'm going to answer it because I don't know. There's some weird stuff. And he's like, hi, this is so-and-so. How would you like a job making $50,000 to $70,000 a year? I'm like, doing what? Is it illegal? Like, it's not selling drugs or
Just
anything,
like a random
right?
cold call. Yeah.
Well, I'd applied on there.
Oh, okay. It's the place you applied to.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, it's Red Bull Distribution Company, you know, like the energy drink. And I'm like, oh yeah, I love Red Bull. He's like, yeah, you applied to us. Do you want to be possibly interested in taking a job? And I'm like, absolutely. Like, let's get to the next step. And I definitely want to work for you guys. Yes, please. Luckily, Red Bull only went back 7 years on the background, 3 years on the driving record. So I was good to go. I just, yeah.
Woo!
I know. If they would have went back any further on that driving record, they would have been like, this guy ain't driving one of our trucks. He's like, okay, like I'm going to set you up with a local district manager in our Seaford office.
Yeah.
He was from California, obviously. His secretary will reach out to you and get you set up for an interview. I said, okay, that's fine. Let's move to the next step. And I'm checking my email every 10 minutes for days.
Yeah, right.
Get an email from her. And she gave me a time, and she's like, it's going to be on Zoom because
COVID.
Because of COVID. We don't want you in the office right now if you don't have to be here. And I said, okay, that's fine. I show up, suit and tie from boxers from the waist down because I was on Zoom.
Yeah.
He was he was a little Moldovan guy. He was probably about 5'2", but he ended up being the hardest worker I'd ever seen in my life. Very intense guy. He'd like look into your soul. And he's just like, so why should I pick you? And I'm like, I'll do anything. I'll do anything. Yeah. I'm like, I just need a job. And I'm like, I kind of went into some of my qualifications, and like, I said, a lot of my job, I was managing a donut shop, and I was managing a lot of J1 students, which, do you know what that is? It's and he was a former J1 student. I think that's what sealed the deal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when these guys get here, they don't even know how to get on a bus or go to the grocery store or go to check out at Wawa. And I'm like, that was a lot of my job, was helping these J1 students like figure out America for a couple of weeks. And something resonated with him. And at the end of the interview, he's like, okay, well, just so you know, I've had 64 applicants. And I'm like, okay, well, cool, thank you. And I'm like, well, I'm fucking cooked. Like, I'm 3 months clean, like way underqualified, like can't even still get my body back together. You know what I mean? And I get an email from the secretary, congratulations, you've been hired, like a couple days later. And I'm just like, wow, like I pulled that shit off. I don't know how I did that. Yeah. And they gave me a start date. It was 4/20/20. 4/20 used to be my favorite day. That's how I remember. A long time ago. Yep, that was my start date. And I got there, and these guys probably, like I said, I was still kind of getting my legs under me and stuff. And starting during COVID, the training was so awkward and thrown off. Like we couldn't ride in trucks together. We couldn't
everything's screwed up. Nobody knows what they're doing.
I'm fooling around the Red Bull truck in my personal vehicle for 2 weeks. And that guy had to have thought I was the most dog shit, like potential account manager at Red Bull ever. And like, and literally after the first day of my second week, I go into the district manager met me out back. He said, okay, you ready? Your driving privileges have been instated, right? I'm like, what the fuck you mean ready? No, I don't even know what I'm doing. What do you mean? I'm not ready for this. Yeah. He's like, no, he said, we need someone to sell Red Bull. You know how to work the smartphone. You know how to count the cases. Just go out and do your best and run this route. And we were starting at 5 a.m. I didn't get back till like 9 o'clock at night. Like they were calling me, looking for me. Like they didn't know if I like stole the Red Bull truck or something. You know what I mean? Like, I was out. That was probably the longest work day of my life. And I come back, and just because of the training, it wasn't anyone's fault. It was just the circumstances. I was dog shit at that job for a long time. And it got to the point, there was one Sunday night where I'm like, these guys are paying me all this money. They're paying me $500 a week hazard pay. They're paying me, I was just making more money than I ever thought I would make in my life. Yeah. I texted the district manager. I'm like, hey man, the little Moldovan guy we joked that he was made in a factory. I'm like, hey man, I don't think I'm going to come in anymore. I'm just going to go back to my job at the donut shop. Very simple text back. You cannot quit. I will see you at 5 tomorrow. We can talk then. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not even allowed to quit. So I guess I still got to go to work tomorrow. I was looking forward to sleeping in. And I get there, and he took a very different approach with me. And I became very good friends with his boss, who's the general manager. He controls the whole region. He heard my first podcast, and somebody at Red Bull showed it to him, and he called me out of the blue. He's like, I told Igor to say all that stuff to you, right? I just want to let you know. But he took a very soft, gentle approach, and he's like, hey, man, we all know this job sucks. This is the hardest job any of us have ever had. Yes, you're well compensated, but that doesn't always equal. And he's like, something about this job, if you can do well at this job and at least be mediocre, you will do well at anything else in your life. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Yeah. I'm still in the game. And I stayed at that job for 5 years.
Oh, okay.
And I just the trauma I've done to my body, I couldn't keep hauling cases of Red Bull into stores anymore. My new job is pretty bad, but it's not as bad.
Yeah.
When I talked to Jason, he's like, I couldn't figure out what was wrong with you. Like towards the end, you just were barely even showing up. I'm like, dude, I had complex regional pain syndrome, and that's in all my knees and my feet, dude. Like I couldn't barely walk in there some days. And he's like, but I own a bread route now.
Oh, okay.
You ever heard? You know what that is?
Yep,
yeah.
I know
So I own Salisbury, but so that's pretty much the gist of it.
Dude, that's a lot, man.
Yeah.
10-year time frame and all that with the drugs, I guess, right? 10 years with all that?
Yeah.
Till recovery?
Yeah. I'd say I did my first drug around 19, and I got my shit together about 29 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be, if you came across somebody in your same shoes or your same age right now, what would you say?
You can't give up on yourself. You gotta keep going. You got to give yourself hope. No matter how small, lean on those around you, even if you don't feel like you have anybody. And if you are trying to get clean and you fail, you got to keep going. I don't care if you have to get clean 100 times.
Yeah.
It only takes that one time to stick it. You know what I mean? And then you can still have a good life. You can be 60 years old and get clean and still have a good life.
Yeah. Every day's a new day.
Yeah.
New opportunity.
Yeah.
Man, well, dude, I appreciate you coming on and sharing it.
Of course.
I know it's not an easy story to tell, I'm sure.
Yeah, I haven't, outside of the Ian Bick podcast, I've kind of put all this behind me. I've had my whole record part in. I'm working on an expungement right now.
Good.
And it's just not a lot of stuff that I like to relive, but I want to help people find the medicine, and that's why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And it's just something, if you're considering doing this ibogaine, it's not going to come find you. You have to make accommodations in your life. It is an investment in yourself. If you have to sell your car and sell your house, go get clean and find someone to watch your kids for a couple of months, that's what you got to do. And it is a great investment in yourself. And
do you think ibogaine saved your life?
Yes. In combination with other things.
Sure.
The main thing that I think might have saved my life, outside of obviously I've mentioned several of them, but it's just my family not giving up on me and refusing to lock me out in the cold or whatever, and also them having the resources to get me to the ibogaine. And it is becoming cheaper, and it's becoming more available, and more clinics are opening. The clinic I went to, not trying to endorse anybody, but it's called Experience Ibogaine. 10 out of 10, the best people, accommodating, sweet, and they'll take care of you there. I still talk to Aiden, the owner, on WhatsApp all the time. He's in Mexico, but and
we'll put a link up on the episode.
That would be
if
great.
Anybody's looking for it, they can go right there and find it.
Yeah,
and get what they need.
Yeah, and one more, like, if anyone has any questions, I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a scientist, but if you need help navigating this, reach out to me. I can at least point you in the right direction.
Yeah, we'll put your links up and stuff.
Okay.
And go from there. But
yeah,
dude, appreciate you coming on.
Of course, man.
Like I said, I know it's not an easy thing to say or to relive, but I know someone out there is going to listen to this and get something out of it. So
absolutely
appreciate it, brother.
Good to see you, TJ.
Right, thanks, buddy.